The limited series, based on Gone Girl author Gillian Flynn's debut novel, stars Amy Adams as Camille, a traumatized journalist investigating a murder in Wind Gap, the small town she grew up in. Sharp Objects has become one of HBO's most acclaimed shows of the year. As each episode airs, on Sundays at 9 p.m. on HBO and Mondays at 2 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Sky Atlantic, we discover that this trauma is a result of the death of Camille's sister Marion, played by Lily Wilson, and a childhood trauma. Adult Camille processes this trauma through drinking and through self-harm, in which she carves words into her body with the titular Sharp Objects. Sharp Objects release date, trailer, cast, plot. Each episode in the US ends with a text saying, "If you or someone you know struggles with self-harm or substance abuse, please seek help by contacting the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA, 1-800-662 HELP, 4357. We spoke with Jessica Whitaker, Operations Coordinator of Self-Harm UK, a youthscape project that provides a safe space for people to talk and ask questions about self-harm, and what to do if you or a loved one is contemplating self-harm. If you suspect your friend might be self-harming, the most important thing to remember is that it's not your fault and you don't have to take responsibility for what they are going through. The next thing you need to know is that there's no magic fix to help them stop. Another key thing to do is to remember not to be shocked or to tell them to stop. By just being there for your friend when they are having a bad day and need someone to talk to, you allow them to see that you're someone they can trust. How to watch Sharp Objects online. The next thing she recommends is to encourage them to see a GP, whether that means helping them prepare or even sitting in with them as they discuss their problem with a doctor. If you yourself are committing or are thinking about committing self-harm, Self-Harm UK advise not to do it, though they admit that can be easier said than done. One thing that can help are so-called distraction techniques. These are techniques that you can choose to do instead of physically hurting yourself, such as holding, squeezing or rubbing ice where you want to harm, as it can give a very similar sensation. Though this can help in the short term, Whitaker recommends in the long term that you consider thinking a bit deeper about what you think is triggering you to want to self-harm. How many episodes are in Sharp Objects? For example, if stress is triggering your self-harm urges, perhaps asking someone to help you with something might help you to worry about it less. A good way to identify what's triggering you is to write down your thoughts and share them with someone else. In Sharp Objects we discover that Camille has recently come out of treatment, where she was told coping mechanisms. Overall, however, the depiction of self-harm in Sharp Objects has its positive and negative aspects. As one ex-self-harmer wrote in a Bustle review of the series, "I can't say that Sharp Objects portrays these issues responsibly, because there are some jarring directorial decisions that left me having to pause and catch my breath. But I can say that the series is very focused on portraying the complexities of recovery." However, not all TV shows have this focus. Whitaker picks out 13 Reasons Why, which has been condemned by mental health professionals, as a particularly bad example. Whereas Sharp Objects filmed 13 Reasons Why portrays the final actions of a young girl, who chooses to take her own life, as incredibly heroic and admirable. This character pushes everyone in her life away and then ultimately blames them for her very final decision. Not asking for help isn't a heroic act and should never be portrayed as one. She went on to praise series such as Sharp Objects for their graphic scenes, such as the scene in episode 1 where Camille takes a bath, revealing a body covered in scars. She said, "What shows and books can get right about self-harm is their honesty about their frank portrayals of certain situations within a storyline." However, she adds that it is important that these scenes come with trigger warnings, a warning that the following scenes will contain self-harm. What will happen next in Sharp Objects? Graphic scenes are often used as a shock factor to satisfy readers and viewers after a build-up of drama. However, trigger warnings gives viewers a warning to take the time to assess how they're currently feeling, and to make the empowering decision to choose whether to continue to watch that particular episode. Though some programs can do more harm than good, the rise in shows tackling such issues is a mostly positive step. Whitaker said, "Self-harm was an incredibly misunderstood, misrepresented and taboo subject. Nowadays, Thanks to awareness being raised on TV shows such as In Hollyoaks and Coronation Street, self-harm has begun to lose its stigma and has become better understood as a way of dealing with difficult emotions, as opposed to the specific actions of someone who might be contemplating taking their own life. The more big-name TV shows there are that include storylines about self-harm, the more normal the topic becomes, and the further likely people are able to support those who choose to come forward and share that they are struggling. Sharp Objects continues Sunday at 9 p.m. on HBO and on Monday at 2 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Sky Atlantic.